Hey beautiful soul, it's Lynda Gaia here. Today's going to be a little bit of potentially mind bending, so I'm just preparing you in advance because the pathway that I want to go down with you today may not be something that you've considered before, or it may not be something your mind is going to like very much. So I'm just preparing you so that you are aware. And you've got full right and opportunity to get out of this conversation right now if you're a bit concerned about where I'm going to take you. So let's talk about this concept of creating our reality. Wherever you look in the self-help world, there's this whole idea that we have a choice and that we can choose our actions and choose the things that we do, and based on that we can end up creating the reality we live in. And bundled in with that often comes this whole idea of the law of attraction. By the thoughts that you think, or the energy or the vibration that you sit in, you can bring into your world things in harmony with that. And so what you typically find people doing with this information is thinking about the things that they want, or the things that they think they want in life, and then going after those. And I've totally been there myself. So for example, you want a house of a specific size, a number of bedrooms and things like that, and you vision board it and you put up pictures of what it is that you want, and then you work with all these different strategies that you learn, and then at some point, ta-da, there's this house. And it absolutely does work. I've seen it work in my own life, so I know it works, right? There's some fundamental flaws though in this whole process which I was not aware of, and I think most people out there are not aware of either. And so I want to talk about those specifically today. You see, anything that we're thinking about and that we're creating comes from the realm of the mind, and the realm of the mind is limited. And as you go into this journey of becoming aware, you'll very quickly find out that the mind is actually a controlling mechanism. It's here to control us to live a certain way and be a certain way. And very specifically, the mind operates from the conditioning field. If you haven't heard me speaking about the conditioning field, then I'm going to quickly break it down for you. So the conditioning field begins from the moment that we're born, and it comes from the societies we live in, the religions we follow, the ideology of the cultures that we're in, the educational system that we brought through, any beliefs or ideas that come from our parents or any significant adults in our life. And so if you're a human being, you are in the conditioning field, and you are currently moving your way through the conditioning field. The problem with the conditioning field is that the conditioning field is not the truth of who we are. It's almost as if the conditioning field and the mind live over here, and our soul and the truth of who we are lives in a different dimension. It's like they're two separate realities, two different separate spaces. And so when we're talking about creating and manifesting, we're working from this realm, from the conditioning field and from the mind, and we're not working from the soul. And let me explain that a bit further. So as we enter into the conditioning field, we start being told things like what we should wear, and what it means to be a woman, what it means to be a mother, what it means to be a good sister, brother, wife, uncle, husband, which hair color is the prettiest hair color, which eye colors are the best, what kind of life you should live which will equal success, what type of life you should live which equals peacefulness. So there's all these ideas, ideologies, philosophies, things that are in this conditioning field that start to tell us this is what you should live like, this is who you are, this is who you should be. And if you don't fit into that set of rules, then there's something wrong with you. There's something that needs to be fixed with you. And so many practices are aimed at fixing this thing that's wrong with us, because we don't fit into this conditioning field. And the mind absolutely loves this, because the mind needs something to do, and the mind loves to be in control. And while it's It's kind of poking around in the conditioning field and going, "Ooh, this is a weak spot. This is a sensitive area." It kind of prods and pokes in that place, and it says to us, "Hey, I see there's something wrong here, and I can show you a way how to fix it. If you do X, Y, and Z, it's going to lead you to here, and then this problem will be gone." Now, if any of you have ever followed this whole idea of creating your reality or attracting things into your life, or even setting goals for that matter, you're probably very aware of this phenomena, which is that we're goal seeking. But the goal seeking, once again, comes from the mind. So we are teleological beings. We constantly need a new goal. We need something to work towards. Otherwise, there's this supposedly this apathy, this lack of energy, which is going to see us falling into a heap because we don't have any goals to work towards. And so everybody's pushing towards these goals, trying to achieve things. And the end goal, what is the end goal ultimately? Are people following or going after these goals because they think that they are going to reach happiness? And what is happiness anyway? Is happiness the sum total of all the goals that you've achieved in your life? Is that what happiness is? Because I know from myself, and I see it so much out there, that people are driving towards these goals. They're wanting to achieve these goals, and when they get to the goal, sure, there's this level of elation, maybe a rush of serotonin comes through their system. They feel really happy or proud with themselves. They probably even celebrate their achievements. And then what you find very soon afterwards is that the energy of that dissipates, and that happiness that you reached for attaining that goal disappears, and then people need a new goal. They need something else to strive towards. And so it's this never-ending cycle, this never-ending treadmill that we're on. We're kind of constantly going after the next thing and the next thing and the next thing, trying to reach something, some end goal. And so these are the fundamental flaws that I have with this whole idea of creating our reality, because it comes from this mind, from this conditioning field that is essentially operating outside of the truth of who we are. And so while we're using the mind to go after the things that we think we want, or to fix the things that we think we have an issue with or a problem with in our body, we're lost, and we're going to continue to be lost. And this idea of happiness will never be reached, because it's impossible to reach it from that space. It's almost like you need to segment, or you need to shatter the lines in your reality to see that the mind is a construct, and it's a controlling mechanism, and it's here to keep you in a certain way, a certain living way. It's as if we all living with these blinkers on, because this is the world of the mind, and it channels us down this specific path, and it keeps us locked into certain space, and it doesn't allow us to see the endless possibilities that are around us. There's possibly a multitude of dimensions around us, with all these possibilities of what we could live in and experience, but we're locked into this mind game. Now, when you step into the world of human design and you start to see that the mind is actually not the thing that you should be living your life through, it's not the decision-making tool of your life, then you start going within, you start going into your inner authority, and you start connecting to that place of you that actually knows the way and doesn't need to push. It doesn't need to go after any goals. It doesn't need to create any reality. It doesn't need to attract anything in its life, because it's already following its destined path. It's already on that flow of destiny. So there's no need to change anything. There's no need to fix anything, because anything that you think you need to fix, I can almost guarantee you comes from your mind or the conditioning field. Because this inside of here, this warrior spirit, this essence that's within you, that is perfect. There is nothing to fix. It's the truth of who you are. So when you sign up for some kind of a business package, where people are gonna give you something, like you pay me money, and by the end of it you're gonna have achieved X, Y, and Z. You'll have your website built, you'll have 3 lead pages, you'll have whatever. Those types of things out there, they seem to be quite easy to sell, because people feel like, okay, I'm gonna give my money over here and I'm gonna receive this as an end result. You know, I'm gonna have these things that I can show for. When you enter into the world of human design, there isn't anything like that to say that I could possibly give you, because the path that I'm walking right now and the path that I'm encouraging other people to come and experience for themselves is a path that's going to give you something that you cannot possibly conceive or perceive right now, because you don't have the mental capacity to perceive it. So if you're using your mind to understand it or to see it, you're already lost. When you can go into your body, into your soul, into your spirit, and you know, that's a totally different world. This is a world of experiencing, of deeply knowing something, not conceptualizing or rationalizing or analyzing or having an idea about something or a concept or a bunch of information. This is walking the path of your life. This is walking the path of the life that you deserve to live. This is walking the path of the life that you are destined to live. Not the life that the media tells you should have, or the culture that you live in says that you should prescribe to. You know, and often people will come to me and ask the questions, you know, so if I don't have these goals and follow these things, like if I don't do this job that I'm doing now so that I can earn this amount of money, so that I can buy this house, so that I can start a family, so that I can you know, how will it happen? Well, right now, I actually can't answer that question for you, because I don't have an answer for you. I don't have an answer that will say, well, this is what you do, because the journey that you're going to take through human design it doesn't fit into this dimension of mind. It doesn't fit into the dimension of this field of conditioning. It lives in the realm of spirit. It lives in the realm of your soul, of your essence. And that life, to me, you know, perhaps I'm going to be outcast from society because I don't want to follow those rules. I feel like as I've entered into this world of human design, it's like somebody has given me all these pieces of a puzzle which I need to navigate, to experience, to own the experience within my body to such a deep level that the level of understanding and knowing is beyond information. It's beyond words. You know, once you've played with one of those pieces of that puzzle, to go back into this world of mind, to go back into this world of this field of conditioning where you're in a program that's telling you what to do and how to live and how to be. How can you go back and be in that? I know that I can't. I know that I don't want to go back to that, because to me that's living in a delusion, an illusion, a falseness. That what's the point of living like that and being like that if it takes you nowhere and gives you nothing? The only things it gives you is more suffering and more pain. So why would you follow that path? And so I'm in this journey of, you know, seeing these pieces of the puzzle and playing with each one of them. I definitely haven't put all the pieces of the puzzle together. I can tell you that right now. I don't even know what the puzzle is going to look like when it's finished. I just know that once you've fractured that reality, that mind reality, and you start to see the cracks in it, and you start to see how much of falseness most people are living their lives in, there is no other way other than continuing down this journey. And the one thing that I can say, if you know, I don't really like saying I've got this out of human design, but it's, if anything, I see myself more clearly. And as a projector, seeing myself is quite a challenging thing, but I see me in a way that I've never seen myself before. I value who I am more. I feel stronger with inside my being, knowing who I am. Does that mean that I'm making shitloads of money? Probably not. And who knows if I will. Maybe that's part of my path, maybe it isn't. What I do know is that my energy wakes up every day and it wants to play in human design. It wants to go deeper into the experience of being Lynda Gaiao on this planet right now. What does it mean to be Lynda Gaiao right now? Truly and completely. Right deep into my soul, into my spirit essence. What does that mean? And I know that it doesn't mean doing all these things that my mind tells me. I know that it means not living or not operating in this conditioning field, this Maya, in a way that I have in a lot of circumstances in my life. I don't want to play that game anymore, because ultimately it's a stupid game. It just is a hamster wheel that takes you to nowhere. When you can live your life through your strategy, through your authority, your inner authority, through your aura, living like that, to me, is going to be the most magical experience. And it's about, for me as a projector, it's about being successful, being me. That is success. And that success is like no other success I've ever felt before. And if you know anything about my journey, you'll know that I was a multi-millionaire by the time I was 30. So making money is not an issue for me. I haven't had money issues or money baggage, as some people say. It's possible to achieve anything using your mind, but where are you in that process? How connected are you to the truth of who you are in that process? Because if you're disconnected from the truth of who you are, I can tell you right now that you're going to feel hollow. You're going to feel a sadness, an emptiness within you, like that you're missing something, that you haven't quite got to that place, that there's this inkling within all of us that knows that there's something more to more than what we see out there, more than just posting on Facebook every day or trying to follow the rules of the game. There's more to life than that. And I'm not saying that this is an easy journey, because it can be super challenging. Breaking your construct of reality is not an easy thing. But to me, even though some days I feel like, what the fuck am I doing? I still have this kind of solidity, this foundation, this core within me that knows that I'm on the right path. It knows that where I'm going is where I need to be. It's the path that I'm on, and I have no freaking idea where it's going to lead me to, but I'm excited to be on this journey, because there can be no greater journey than knowing yourself on a level where it's like, this is me and I'm freaking awesome. And as a projector in human design, I'm a guide. I'm here to see the other. I'm here to guide the other. I'm here to see what's not working, to see the patterns that are not working, and guide people towards new patterns that are going to serve the whole of humanity, serve the collective. And I feel deeply passionate about that. And when I can spend time with somebody and help them to see themselves, like really see themselves and see how amazing they are, it lights me up in a way that nothing else lights me up. And I'm here every day. I'm here, and if you want to chat about human design and about finding the truth of who you are, you know where to find me. I hope you have an amazing day. Bye, beautiful.